A whole new way. NASA announced it will soon release the deepest image of our universe ever. The image is one of multiple high-resolution pictures it will release July 12th, all from the James Webb Space Telescope. NASA said the initial goal for the telescope was to see the first stars and galaxies of the universe, and it added the mission has exceeded expectations.
Access to a telescope when you were,
I have like a little cheap telescope that I can look up into the sky.
Those cheap telescopes can do a lot, though. Even
yeah.
I used a cheap one too.
Yeah.
I could see the little dots around Jupiter. I mean, you could see some of its moons.
Yeah, you could really see a lot, though.
Even if you can't see like the red dot or anything, like it's still cool to see. Got a few clouds moving in tonight, so it's probably a little difficult to see, but that's okay because there's other things to look at, like fireworks. Now, I'm showing you the Salina cam again. Maybe we can get some more fireworks in the next 10 seconds while I'm talking, but overall it is a nicer night. It's a bit dry too, humidity-wise, and it's a little cooler. The temperature is 75 degrees, but notice that dew point is at 58, so that means that there's a little humidity, might be a little sticky, but it's still more pleasant than it was last night. And you can see winds out of the west-northwest around 3 miles per hour. They're light, but there's still a bit of a northerly component to the wind, so it is continuing to bring some slightly cooler air, some slightly drier air, and that's good news too, because few people aren't without power, but we're generally looking at most of us with power now. I mean, even earlier this evening, where there was still at least over 100 people without power in Montgomery County, and that was all because of that storm yesterday. Here's a look at that storm from last night. You can see from about 8 to 11, came through, wasn't severe or anything like that. Severe weather, you need 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts or large hail, but it was strong enough to knock power out for a few people for several hours, even into early this morning, and obviously into this afternoon too. And we weren't done with the rain yet. Here's a look from earlier this morning, from 5 a.m. to about 8 a.m., and you can see some of those showers still moving through, but at this point, we're pretty quiet. We just have some cloud cover. You can see some of the light green in parts of Indiana. I mean, not really looking at much rain. There could be a stray shower that makes its way across the Miami Valley, especially down toward the south. But overall, we're going to be pretty quiet overnight with just a few clouds. Now, temperatures this afternoon were not as warm as yesterday. Yesterday we got up to 95, and that was about 3 degrees shy from the daily record. Today, looks like nobody hit the 90s. Got close to it in Oxford. 87 was the high temperature today in Dayton, so a little bit more seasonable for this time of year. That's typically where we are in this part of July, in this part of the year. So temperatures now in the 70s. No one's in the 60s yet. So a lot of you did reach the 60s this morning. We didn't get there in Dayton this morning, but I think we definitely will as we move into the next several hours. We're already at 75, and because we have lower humidity, that temperature is able to drop. Now, right now, dew points are in the 50s, 58 in Dayton. That means the temperature can't drop below that. But the fact that it's in the 50s means that theoretically temperatures could drop into the 50s. I think we're still going to stay in the 60s, but it should still feel cooler tonight and a little bit better than it did early this morning. Now you can see moving in the next 24 hours, we probably will hit the 60s. I think we'll get a little lower than 69, but you'll notice we hit the 60s again, and then we'll likely stay out of the 90s tomorrow, but I think the 90s will be here once we move into the 4th of July. So Futurecast shows some cloud cover, but eventually that dissipates, and we're left with a pretty sunny morning, and really a pretty nice afternoon too. You can see closer towards Cincinnati, I was trying to spin up a shower. So I'll tell you this, a stray sprinkle could pop up, but certainly nothing to cancel plans over. Enjoy your Sunday, and as far as Monday is concerned, an isolated shower could pop up there as well, but we've been looking drier and drier throughout the holiday, the 3-day weekend or 4-day weekend, depending on how many days you took off. But we have been looking drier as far as the fireworks forecasts are concerned too. So certainly not like last night where we saw some rain in Xenia during firework time. But tonight was nice. Tomorrow night looks nice as well. So you can see Monday, I'm actually looking at some mostly sunny skies for the most part. So as we got closer to this weekend, it was looking drier. And then the rain does return as we move into the rest of the week, with high temperatures returning to the 90s. I've bumped those numbers up a little bit, so expect a warmer start to the week, Tori.
All right, thank you, Robert. A warning tonight from Greenville Police. They say they're seeing more reports of counterfeit money being used.